another group from New York City. Please welcome to the stage, The Spotlight with Sean Taylor!
All right, and welcome to The Spotlight with Sean Taylor. You guys have just been teleported to our TV studio here to do a 3-camera shoot of an improvised television show. Everything's made up on the spot, but we also have music that'll be made up on the spot, commercials that'll be made up on the spot. As you can hear from our guitar right now, we're all setting up. I'm Sean Morrow, I'm the director here. We've got Robin Rothman, who will do the commercials and the singing. We've got Babsy Singer, which is our musical director. We have Matt Shafiq, sideshow host, and there's a couple things that have to go on for television shows. So we've got all the cameras up. Let's make sure everything's going. Okay, let's try camera number 1. Do we have everything ready? Raise your hand. Camera number 1. Camera number 1 is ready. Camera number 3, do we have everything rolling? Camera number 3 is rolling. And camera number 4, are we doing?
It's doing that thing where it says record for a second and then it's a standby.
Does it turn off, or or is it gonna keep on going?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of time to fix that, but right now what we'll do is we'll sync up all 3 of the cameras by taking a lovely photo of our audience, huh? So everybody start clapping, because you're about to see The Spotlight with Sean Taylor. All right, and here is your host, Sean Taylor.
I also have a sidekick, Matt Shafiq. And that was a great 4-track. It was really fun to watch. We are here in Toronto for this is the second time I've ever been here, but definitely a fun city. We typically interview people that have been on TV before. Now, I don't know how prevalent it is, but we have such a nice crowd out here, and it does seem that people in Canada are the nicest people in the world. So, is any one of you nice folks, have you ever been on TV and are willing to talk about it up here on stage? Just give me a couple of questions. It won't be yeah. Yes. And it could be like you were on the Jumbotron. Of course, people could have their hands up.
I see a woman right there. You're in there? Come on up.
Yeah, come on up.
Morgan.
Maybe Morgan, or maybe something besides Morgan. But so you're here. You're from Canada, right?
Yes.
And what is something that you're really proud of? That because, by the way, we have as a musical guest later on, we're going to have Babsy Singer and Robin Rothman. So just one more. But unfortunately, just like every other talk show, you got to have advertisements, right? So is there something that you are particularly proud of here in Canada? Maybe an export, or it could be
maple syrup.
Maple syrup. All right. So now we're going to have, before we get started on the show, we're going to have a word from our sponsor, which is maple syrup. Maple syrup.
Maple syrup, when you get into an extra sticky situation, why not get a little stickier? Maple syrup, it's oh so good. Maple syrup round the neighborhood. I dated a lumberjack, he was so nice, and he gave me some maple syrup for half the price. Maple syrup, I'm stuck on you.
So we understand that you were on TV before. Is that correct, Morgan? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what was the program, and how long ago was it?
I was on something called 11 Cameras.
11 cameras.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3, and we're having trouble with that. Imagine 11 must have been ridiculous.
It's based on relationships done via the internet. So it's based on 11 characters, so 11 cameras on computers.
So, wait, so how does the show work? First of all, who's heard of 11 cameras out here in our audience? All Because I want to know about this, and I don't want to be the only one who doesn't. So it has to do with people dating. It's a dating.
No, it's 11. It was a television show for one season on CBC, and it was based on 11 characters that we meet through their internet relationships with their friends. So it's based on 11 characters.
So each camera is a webcam.
That's right, exactly.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And it's all shot. It's great because it was all shot on little Steadicam. So it was the viewpoint you were always, when you were watching it on the television set, you were always watching it through you'd see part of the laptop. Yeah, it was quite clever. Yeah, it's good.
What was your character like?
Yeah.
I played a clerk in a grocery store at an internet cafe.
Not bad. So what would be an example of a line that you might have had during when you were on the air?
Maybe something like, I only saw him once, he came in a couple times.
What is it, a murder mystery?
No, he was searching for a woman he fell in love with via the net. So he started to backtrack her internet trail. And so he knew that she came to this internet cafe and used it. So he ends up talking to me to find out if she'd come to the internet cafe again.
Did your character have like a story arc? Like
No, it was much smaller.
How much airtime did your character have during the course of the show?
I never saw the final episode. You know, it was so annoying because you know how you watch like every episode because you want to see yourself in it. And so I was really dedicated to the series, and I think I must have been on the last episode because that's the one I didn't see.
He said, right?
I didn't land on the cutting room floor, but it was probably 3 minutes.
So I'm that's a lot of
airtime.
So I'm not from around here. So when you say CBC,
It's Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, so it's comparable to the BBC.
Oh, okay.
Not in programming quality, but
does that mean it's run by the country?
By the government.
By the government?
A faction. Well, you know, it's not run by the government. It is sponsored. It's a public broadcasting company, so what runs it is the public money. But the government doesn't run it has its own president and its own board.
It was probably similar to, I guess, PBS back then.
Yes,
right?
probably, yeah, but bigger. I think it's a bit bigger than PBS.
We have Sesame Street.
Yeah, Sesame. They're both fun, and I like BBC too. You know, what I noticed about the Canadian, if I'm not mistaken, because I did take an animation class. No, where's Sheridan?
Sheridan is really a world-renowned school for animation located in Oakville.
Well, I know that there's some great animators that all come from Canada. You know, like it's like
it's
a
like
lot
the
of
Sheridan.
Okay, well, is there a guy named Bach? B-A-C-H? But I mean, well, that's the composer. Okay, it's pronounced like Bach that way, but
He's an animator?
Yeah, an animator, but he wrote about the St. Lawrence Seaway, right? He was Canadian. One thing I was amazed at is it was a purely artistic endeavor, and something that never would have been shown in the United States, I don't even think on PBS, and yet it was shown in Canada, in the Canadian, what is CBC?
CBC, but it's about the St. Lawrence Seaway?
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Which I've never seen.
The St. Lawrence Seaway?
I've never seen it, unless... Is that Niagara Falls?
No.
Niagara Falls. Let's see.
And now you're going to test me on my geography and all these people?
Oh, well, you know what? You could tell me some easy things that I should know now that I'm here in Canada, like that I won't admit to not knowing. But well, I don't know how many provinces there are.
Do you know who our Prime Minister is?
We'll help. You know that, right?
Yes.
Whoever his name is, or her, how well is this person revered? Because I know back in the States, you don't like that person.
No,
Yeah.
we don't like your president.
No, yeah.